Reframe failure. We made a big list here, but failure is the first one.
Yeah, so reframing failure. This reframing thing, it's just like the way people look at all these words. Let's just go through it. So through a pile of them real quick.
Yeah, even before we go this, I was just thinking, today you mentioned how pride is synonymous with shame.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have any idea of what, like if you feel shameful about something, it means you have this idea of what you
expect of yourself.
Should be doing
Should
otherwise.
be doing,
whatever. So maybe you could elaborate on that. But I just thought like that alone is something that for me was like, oh wow, yeah, interesting.
Pretty much every single one of these words is...
Which is like a reframing of that.
Okay, so reframing guilt and shame and self-doubt, self-pity, etc. This is like pretty common stuff that you would hear a lot of those dudes talk about. But all those things like the self-loathing in any form and feeling like you're not living up to something, whatever it is, shame, guilt, all those terms, they're pride. They're based in pride. Like they can't not be. That's how they come to be. It's like if you have pride and you're not achieving that pride, you don't have that, whatever it is, conventional typical use of like an ego or something where like you have a big ego, the way people talk about it.
Well, it's like an image of yourself, I guess, right?
Yeah, like all that stuff. And then you don't have that or something, you're gonna feel guilty about it. You're gonna feel shamed. Like you can't have shame unless you have pride. It's how did I phrase that?
I guess I have a example for myself is just how with art, it's like, oh, I should be practicing this much, or I should be doing things that my teachers say are good or whatever. And then if I don't, then I'm not a good student or whatever. So it's like without that comparison and such image of a good student, then I wouldn't be able to feel like a bad student.
Well, without the image of what you think you should be doing and what would make you proud,
yeah,
rather than just happy and like understanding and whatever,
yeah,
then the other side of it kicks in, which is
and
the shame and guilt of not being there.
And images on others like, oh, I would make my teacher proud.
Yeah, all that stuff. Shame and guilt are 100% pride. It's like anybody who is guilty or feels like they're shameful, I don't know what the term would be.
Yeah.
Things like that. Yeah. It's because they're prideful. And that's a tricky wicket.